Howdy folks, Bob back again, and another automobile engineering project here today. I'm going to attempt to install this, I think it's a Curt trailer hitch on my 2016 Challenger. And I'm going to, first thing you got to do is take down the exhaust, and rather than try and get those rubber mount points loose, I'm just going to take the bolt off. There's one here and one on the other side. So I'm going to get to doing that real quick. So I don't know. This is, again, one of those things where it's hard to video. Let's see. Because I'm laying on the ground. It's basically a 13 millimeter. I'm pretty sure I've had these off before. I'm going to drop these down out of the way. I might have to drop the I may have to take the one loose by the muffler. We'll see. You got to drop these down because that trailer hitch bolts up into these bolts through the rear frame rails. Tell you, they give you plenty of threads on these bolts. There's one. Oh, looks like the one up front's got it hung pretty good too, so that comes out pretty easy. It's still fairly stiff. So I know this one up front is a little more difficult to get out, and it is right there. I've had it out before. There's a, I believe there's a, yeah, it's on the other side. It's a long bolt, or you can try and pry that mount through there, which is pretty darn difficult. I think probably the easiest thing to do is unfortunately is to take that bolt off. So let me get to doing that, and because I've got to do the other two on the other side as well, and then I'll cut the video back on, because I know that I've taken that one off before and it takes a while to do. So let me get those done. What that'll do is drop the exhaust down to where it can get at the mounting holes for the trailer hitch. Alright folks, back again. I've got one side off, and check that, there's 6 mount points to drop the there's the other one right there. So the engineers decided to put this extra long bolt in back here that hits this plate, and you really can't get it out without taking a pry bar and trying to pry it out, which I'm going to do right now. But I can guarantee you one thing: it'll get cut off before it goes back in, because it's an 1.5 inches too long. I can't get it out. I guess they put that this mount on before they put the cradle in or something. I'm not sure, but the only thing that's holding it up is that bolt. I must be missing something. This shouldn't be this hard. Obviously this was put on for the cradle. There it goes. So that's the culprit. And I didn't booger up the threads, but I can guarantee you at least 1/2 inch of this will be cut off before it goes back in. All right. So the small round holes, that's where you put this piece here. You have to fish that piece through the bigger hole and then drop those bolts down through the smaller hole, those carriage bolts, like that. And then you put and then there's a couple on the other side, which is that one there. And they may have two already built into the chassis. I think it's that one. It's that one, and that one. So those have threads, so you have a threaded bolt. And that threaded bolt, hopefully, I don't think I have enough of them. That's the problem. I've got enough carriage bolts, but I don't think I got enough. Actually, I do. So it's gonna be this one. Yep. So this side has bolts that go up through it, and then that one, and then it gets a carriage bolt on that one. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that real quick, and then I'll cut the camera back on once I get the trailer hitch into place and start bolting it in. See that carriage bolt hanging down through there? Somehow you've got to fish those up through those bigger holes at an angle with the bolt through the carriage like this, and you got to just kind of take this one end and come up loose like this. I can't show you and hold the camera at the same time because the muffler's in the way, but I've got that one in. I got one in on the other side, and I'm about to have this one in, and you can see, or maybe you can't, it's right on the edge. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this small magnet, and hopefully I'm going to grab this end of that bolt and pull it through the hole like that. Well, and unfortunately I'm going to have to put the camera down because I can't do this with one hand. So you can see I can almost get that, because I'm going to need to put my finger through that hole and push it up in the air while I pull it down with this magnet. So that's how you pretty much have to fish these through there. Hopefully you have small fingers. Mine aren't so small anymore, but it is possible, but it isn't easy. So let me get finished with that so I can get this all put together here, because I'm running out of daylight. All right, folks, I'm back with much perseverance. I mean, it wasn't horrible, but it definitely wasn't the easiest thing I've ever done in my life. So even harder is going to be getting this trailer hitch up there by myself. So there's two studs on the other side, which is these here. So you got two of these, and you put those on the other side. So I showed you there's threads in the frame, and then the other side you put these bolts on, these nuts on this side, and I've got one more nut somewhere else. If I don't, I've got one in the house. So let me get started on that real quick, and then so I can button this up. All right, folks, Bob here again, and I've just about got things finished up here, and believe it or not, I actually got it on, and I had to unloosen these because they were going to hit the trailer hitch, and believe it or not, it actually fits up in here. It's a freaking tight fit, and don't ask me why I'm putting this on, just because I had it. I guess I can take it off just as easy as I put it on, but yep, you can see I've got the jack up there. You have to jack up those front mounts. If you jack those up and get them hooked on their back on their mount points up there, the hook up there, and then all the back two just kind of fall in place, and they're really easy to get in. So just jack up the front there, with a jack as I got there. Other than that, it seems to fit. Just make sure when you go to put it in, you've got, it's really close there, and it's really close in there, as you can see. It comes real close to the spare tire. It almost hits. So basically what you want to do is, I had to take a pry bar and kind of pry it over, because it was too big of a gap on this side and a small gap on the other side. So I just pried it over and tightened it. Was able to tighten them down. So yep, and as promised, I cut that freaking bolt off about 1/2 to 5/8 of an inch. So hopefully I can get it back in there. And yep, so all I got left to do is square these mounts, these if they'll fit. Looks like this one's actually hitting a little bit right there. So and I'm pretty sure this is already screwed all the way tight. So I don't know, maybe I just, if I angle it up enough, I guess it misses it. Yeah, I'll do that. That's the easiest thing to do. So yeah, let me do that and finish that up. And this one this one came all the way off because I was having a hard time getting that mount bolt up there, which was okay. So this is another successful project. I will say this is not for the average DIYer. It's quite involved and it's quite difficult. It can be done. As you can see, I did it here in the driveway with just basic tools, stuff laying around. That. You know, a couple jacks. But you really got to know what you're doing with this. If you're not an expert DIYer, I would not recommend tackling this yourself. Just take it to you know, a facility that specializes in trailer hitches, or possibly a dealership, because it's just I ordered the wiring harness that is made to splice into the Challenger. So I'm not cutting any wires or anything. They have, Curt has one. This is actually a Curt hitch, and on Amazon you can get them, and you can get the wiring harness on Amazon as well. So I don't know if I'll ever need that. This would be just for something, I don't know if you were, you know, a bicyclist and you wanted to put a, you know, hook a bike rack into this, or, you know, maybe an extra one of those carry racks for, you know, it's like a mesh, you know, for a cooler and some extra if you were going, I don't know, camping in on a trip. And Challenger's got a pretty big trunk plus a back seat, so I'm not sure why anybody would ever need one of these on a Challenger. I had this hitch, so it didn't cost me anything. I did buy the harness off Amazon, and I know you can get this Curt hitch on Amazon. I'll put those two items a link if you're interested in it, checking out how much it costs. But definitely might want to just go to a repair facility and see how much they charge just to do the whole thing with parts and everything. So like I said, I don't recommend tackling this yourself. If you're not an expert level DIYer and you've got half a day or more to do this, take it somewhere and get somebody else to do it, because it's quite involved. And you know, you could have your car taken apart and get frustrated and not want to put it back together. So luckily I'm able to get it back going. So yep, hope this information helps you out if you're considering on putting one of these on your Charger or Challenger. And drop any comments there that you have about this installation, and like and subscribe. Appreciate you watching all the way through if you got to this point, and have a great day. Take care. Alright folks, let's cover my license plate there, because that's a pretty nasty day today. Bob here, and just cover my license plate real quick, because I wanted to put my car on a level surface, because this trailer hitch is going to have to come off pretty soon. Hopefully weather will clear up. I hate to think about doing it because it was a pain in the butt to put it on, but if you can see here, you can see how low this trailer hitch is actually to the ground. And I'll put a tape measure on here for a visual. And this is a pretty level ground here, so if I can, you can see there, or maybe you can't. Let me put the camera down for a second. Need two hands with us. So if you can see that, it says 4 inches. About 4. Yeah, about 4 inches. Maybe even less. So this hitch was definitely not designed to put on a I know, an RT shaker. They really should have put the hitch part on top of the bracketry. You can see the bracket that goes across between the frame rails, but they should have put that should have put the hitch part somehow on top, and then you probably would have just had to cut this piece out, but most people wouldn't want to do that. So definitely should have designed this differently though, and this should have been up closer to this, because I went up to the grocery store first time driving it, and first there's speed bumps there at the grocery store, and the first one I went over scraped real bad. I probably could have gone a little easier when I went over it, but yeah, so even and it wasn't even a real, tall speed bump. It was kind of a mild speed bump. So I went around it the second time coming back. So any kind of slight incline, that thing's going to drag. Could possibly get stuck somewhere. So I'm probably gonna take it off, because it's just too low to the ground. So I mean, 4 inches clearance is definitely not enough. You hit something, you roll over something, it's going to snatch that thing right off. It's going to tear up your frame rail. So first chance I get, decent weather, I guess I'll get my tools out and I'll take it back off. You got to drop the muffler system and all that stuff. So maybe I'll find somebody who's got a lift where I can do it, not be on my back. But I just wanted to give you an update on that, show you the result. Maybe on an SXT or a 6-cylinder, maybe that's maybe those cars are higher off the ground. This has got 20s on it, so I don't know, because I know the SXTs have 18-inch rims, so I don't see how that's actually possible. It would almost seem like it would be lower to the ground, but the suspension on this car is pretty low, being I don't know if it's any lower than your standard V8 Hemi, because it is a shaker. So I don't know, just wanted to give you an update on that. So if you're thinking about putting one of these on, you can see the the result before you actually dive into it and spend the money and the time and all that, and end up and this is not what you wanted. I mean, as long as you're on flat roads that aren't too bumpy, it's probably fine. And you're hauling something light, maybe you need to go cross country or something, I don't know, maybe a bike rack. But even in town, you pull in the parking lots and stuff, you could get hung up. So get yourself in a situation to get hung up or do damage to your vehicle. So I'm likely going to be taking it back off. It's just too low to the ground for me. So yep, it's another successful project, and hopefully you get something out of this, and you don't have to, if you're thinking about doing it, you don't have to you can see the result and you don't have to go through all the trouble that I did. So yep, I appreciate you watching. You know, smash the like button, subscribe, check out my other videos. I got more coming, and I appreciate your help grow the channel. So get out there and tackle your projects. Only tackle this one if you like the result after you've seen it. Thanks everybody, take care.